And now moving on, the deadline for the formation of the coalition just days away. And though much progress has been made, Likud party leader Benjamin Netanyahu expected to ask the president for a brief extension. Joining us now with more on the latest in the coalition talks and more is Likud member of Knesset, Mai Golan. Mai, always a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this new coalition is shaping to be a very large coalition. Dozens of ministers, each party making pretty big demands. I mean, what are your thoughts on this new coalition that seems to be taking shape?
Look, there's no perfect situation in this matter. Of course, I would wanted it to be slimmer and more efficient. But we're looking at what the people have chosen, and the people have chosen right-wing government. And we have the only sin in this government, I'm saying obviously sarcastically, is that we have very good people, and too many of them, and they're all right-wing, and they all want to put their opinion and their matter and their way of thinking. And this is the way that the political structure in Israel is built. So, you know, we saw last government with dozens of ministers and dozens of Norwegian, members of the Knesset that went in. I think that the number of Norwegian was the largest party in the Knesset last time. And it looked bad. It was very, very bad. But luckily, now, this money won't go to people who really didn't know how to run the Knesset, but will go to people that will actually do something for the citizens of Israel.
Now, the deadline only a few days away. Many people thought that, it would be a piece of cake, that Netanyahu would be able to form a government within days, and yet it's taking quite some time. Gideon Sa'ar today, for example, calling on Herzog not to grant Netanyahu an extension. I mean, what is the holdup?
It's so funny when you mention Gideon Sa'ar. Really, it's hard for me to stop my laughter from coming out. The person that runs his party as a dictatorship and tells everyone what to do, and everyone is silent unless he gives them the free vote to talk, and the person who literally fooled Benny Gantz for going into his party, if it wasn't for that great political mind of his, he would be out, and we would have never remember his name for the next couple of years. But let's all remember, Benjamin Netanyahu and Smotrich and Ben Gvir are not Benny Gantz. They cannot be fooled. And the big changes between those two people and the majority of the people is that they wanted, Benny Gantz and Gideon Sa'ar and his mighty friends wanted jobs, wanted seats. Our people, Itamar Ben Gvir, Smotrich, the people from Aguda and Shas, they want to implement their ideology, their right-wing ideology for the people who have chosen them. And when they come to negotiation, it's not like to give and give, like with Gantz and Gideon. It's give and take, and it's give and take for the people of Israel. And you know what? I'm proud. I'm very proud that we have such right-wing ideologists in the Knesset that care about what they promised to the people during this election. Because what they demand? They all demand a way of authority to really do something, not to just sit in their chairs and talk and talk. My biggest fantasy is that we took, because I saw Gideon Sa'ar, really shtuyot, I say shtuyot in Hebrew, but really nonsense that he said today. It's unbelievable, really. But my biggest fantasy is that we will take his promises to the government on his platform that he made to the people as a right-wing, fake right-wing member of the Knesset, and implement them. Because if they take the things he promised to his people, he should be the proudest person of the government that is about to form right now. But he's a liar. He's a liar, and he's a fraud. And this is the way he remained in politics, and this is the way he will only remain in the knowledge of the people of Israel, just like Naftali Bennett, by the way.
So, you mentioned this right-wing government. There's a few points I want to address. First of all, Avi Maoz. There was tremendous pushback from the Israeli public on his appointment. Do you think there was a miscalculation by Netanyahu here?
Absolutely not. I want to emphasize something, and this is a very important question that I'm glad I'm answering in English to the people of the world that will be watching, because there's so much delegitimation for what is really happening with Avi Maoz. First of all, let me emphasize, I would have 5,000 Avi Maoz in the Knesset instead of one Ofer Kasif. I will have 5,000 Avi Maoz instead of one Ayman Uda. Okay, let's emphasize that, because Avi Maoz is a person who cares about the state of Israel, wants to remain it safe and keep it safe and keep it Jewish and have it for the next generations to come. Not like the others that I mentioned that will literally want to destroy the state of Israel from within. Now for the next question. for the next part of the question. It's very important to realize what Avi Maoz has received in his job. He received the option to implement study programs that the principal of the school will be able to choose from within 3,000 programs that are chosen. Some of them, by the way, are pro-Palestinians and very against Zionism. So I'm glad and relaxed that Avi Maoz will have the ability to implement the Jewish character of our children and their education.
Okay, now it's no secret that this government that is taking shape is, one of I think, the most right-wing government in Israel's history. What policies do you hope will be enacted by such a right-wing government? How do you see the future of the state of Israel? And what policies do you hope to enact in the coming Knesset?
Yeah, that's a very important question that I have so much to answer about, but I'll try to do it short. First of all, you know what? I'm so glad that compared again to the other people, the left wing and the fake right wingers that ran on the other government, everything that they promised disappeared, completely disappeared, and not just disappeared. They always hid the people they were supposed to sit with. They sat with Ram, but they never said they will. They collaborated with the Muslims, but they never said they will. On the other hand, everything that we promised is very sheer, is very transparent. Everyone knows we're not hiding anything. And it's a fact that everything we said that we will do, and whoever we said that we will sit in this government is happening right now. So this is what is going to be. And the public is very well aware, and he voted in a majority in the democratic way. So first of all, the reform in the justice system, okay, I'll say it. These reforms are very, very important. We promised the public that, and it is the root to everything that needs to be fixed. When I want to promote, to take away illegal infiltrators from the state of Israel and to form a basic immigration policy that we lack in Israel, I have to ask permission from the Supreme Court judges. When I want to ruin a terrorist house, I have to ask the Supreme Court judges. When I want to build in my own land, I have to ask their permission. This is something that have to change. Okay, I want a very strong, independent Supreme Court, but it cannot be a dictatorship in the fake democracy. It cannot continue. We want to change the economic policies. And of course, the most important thing is personal safety. People have been feeling for the last 2 years that their safety is gone. They're afraid to go in the streets. They're afraid to go into some cities. They're scared to say something. They're thinking twice and 3 times sometimes. If they take their children on Saturdays to certain gardens, this cannot continue. We have to bring back safety to the citizens.
All right, Mai Golan, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you very much.